Aerospace Center. We would like to thank all the guests and participants for the grand success of first international conference on advances in aerospace technologies at SRMIST KTR.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful summary of the conference. Your report beautifully highlighted the key achievements, innovations, and collaborative spirit that has made ICAAST' 2024 a success. We truly appreciate your concise and engaging overview. Let us now welcome a guiding force and a beacon of leadership whose unwavering support has been instrumental in shaping the triumph of this event. I invite Professor D. Kingsley Singh, Chairperson of School of Mechanical Engineering, SRMIST, to deliver the presidential address. Sir, please.
Good afternoon to everyone of you. Good afternoon. Okay. On the outset, I thank the organizers for inviting me to preside over this function, and I join in welcoming the guest of honor and chief guest for today's function, the function. Before going to that, presidential address, I want to say a few words about the history of aerospace department. In that case, you can link it. You may be aware, most of you may be aware, maybe due to the participants and the guests. And first year students, you might have had it in the orientation program. SRM Engineering College was started in the year 1985. But aerospace engineering was not there at that time. Only mechanical engineering was there. And in 2002, we got the deemed university status. At that time, they want to expand. The board decided to expand in other branches of engineering also. Then we found that it was, mechanical engineering already it was there, so it is no problem. But coming to the automobile engineering and they want to start aerospace engineering also. Automobile engineering, at that time there are at least 3 or 4 faculty members are there. They know about the things, and so we have started. In the year 2006 or so. Then we thought that aerospace engineering is going to start. At that time, the only source available is Professor L.R. Ganapathy. No other person was. That was the problem. So we thought that we need to go with some other expert. So we have had we took into our fold 5 retired professors from IIT Madras, from aerospace engineering, and 2 ISRO people, one from SHAR and one from ISRO. And these people, jointly initiated that program and derived the syllabus, curriculum, etc., and run the program for about more than 10 years. Around 10 years. They started. They came around 2006 onwards, but the faculty was established in 2009 also. Labs and other things. But again, we had a tough time to establish the lab. Other labs means mechanical engineering lab means from the desk on, we can phone to some vendor. He will immediately upload all the machines. But aerospace is not so. We had gone to many places. Some aircraft parts we need to purchase from Agra. Some things from Pune. Like that. We took a lot of time and maintaining that. And the non-teaching staff also. We took some retired Air Force people. And they only formulated the labs. So in that way we have did that. At that time itself, the aerospace department, the fee is also high. And the students are also special. Because the students, some people came out with the motivation to study aerospace engineering only. Okay, they won't do anything else. Okay, but for other engineering, say for mechanical engineering or ECE, some parental pressure or some peer pressure may be there, and they might have had something from somebody and they might have come. These people, they are motivated. Okay, with motivation at least mostly means around 40% from the first batch onwards. 40% of the students came with that motivation, and many of them have studied and gone to abroad for higher studies. Okay, that is their main goal. Okay, not to do some jobs inside India. Mostly they want to go abroad and they want to serve. Okay, so it is a good thing. Okay, so all these things, most of the things I was involved, and it is a good thing that they are celebrating the first international conference. Okay, all other departments in their 5th year or 6th year they may conduct the first international conference. But aerospace engineering took this many years, okay, near to 20 years, okay, to do that conference. Okay, do the first international conference. Anyway, it went on a great level. Okay, from the inauguration day onwards, I am looking into that. Okay. The arrangement also, okay, they arranged in a professional way, the pamphlets and other things, it was fine, and the guests also, they have collected the speakers from various different agencies and the keynote addresses and the parallel sessions, okay, are all went on well, and also this has come to this concluding session. So now, what is our work? From tomorrow, what we will do? Mostly you people are students. Do you have any goal, or you are satisfied with this conference and everything is over? What you are going to do? See, most of the people think that aerospace means or mechanical engineering or electrical engineering or civil engineering means gone. No, it is not there. Not there. Okay. Some opportunities are available in computer technologies or artificial intelligence or whatever they call. It was there from the beginning. Is that right? Okay. Now, let us come to our own aerospace engineering. Okay, our own routine work first. Okay, routine daily. Are you using AI? In your routine work, are you using AI? Huh? Where are you using? All your search engines are working with AI only. Okay, all your colloquial work you are doing with that. All your WhatsApp. That's right. Okay. Then why can't you do it the same in the professional work? That is my question. That's right. You are doing professional something. Why can't you use the same in that? Okay, so don't think that. Then another set of people will talk that you need not have to study anything deep. Okay, aerospace engineering means you need to study in depth. Okay, it involves a lot of mathematics, this, that, etc. But most of the people, the group of people will say that no need to study that. You can everything you can from the search engines you can find it. Okay, it is not so. You need to sit, you need to work. Then only you can do something in professional. Okay, so you are expected to learn all the basics. In addition to that, the new technology or new instruments. Okay, previously electronic instruments came. Okay, many people oppose that, but we need to deal with that. Okay, now there is another tool called software tool called ICAAST'24. It is going to stay with us. Okay, so we need to prepare it in addition to our core basic engineering. Okay, that is another important thing. Okay, so we cannot leave out the core basics. Okay, it is the science behind the problems. Okay, we need to deal with that, and we need to do all other things extra, or we need to study everything in addition to that. Okay, so you are expected to do everything in that manner. Okay, so with these few words, I congratulate the department for organizing this first international conference. Okay, and wish all the best for all of you, all the participants, all the students, and all the students. Thank you.
It is rightly said that great leaders build culture. Thank you, Professor, for your inspiring words. It is our honor to have with us today Air Marshal M. Madheshwaran, VM PhD, who has been a visionary in the field of defense and aerospace. I invite Dr. Rajkumar to introduce our chief guest of today.
Good afternoon everyone who are all gathered here. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our chief guest, Air Marshal M. Madheshwaran sir. Air Marshal M. Madheshwaran sir, an Air Force veteran, is the founder, chairman and president of the Peninsula Foundation. He is the former deputy chief of Integrated Defence Staff at HQ IDS. Tri-Services Command and was the Senior Air Staff Officer of the Eastern Air Command earlier. The Air Marshal has had an active service of 39 years in the Indian Air Force. Commissioned as a fighter pilot in 1975, he was flown more than 40 types of aircraft with vast operational and research experience. He is a graduate of IAF's Elite Fighter Weapon Establishment, then Tactics and Air Combat Development Establishment, and an experimental test pilot from the prestigious Flight Test Establishment, Aircraft and System Testing Establishment, and later commanded the establishment. The Air Marshal has held a number of command and staff operations involving space, electronic warfare system and information warfare, maritime air operations, air staff inspection, air staff recruitment and concept and doctrines of air war strategy. He is an alumnus of the Defence Service Staff College, Wellington, Nilgiris and the National Defence College, New Delhi. He has done his Doctor of Philosophy in the Defence and Strategic Studies from the University of Madras and has a postgraduate diploma in Financial Management from Indira Gandhi National Open University. He is a senior fellow in International and National Security from the Harvard Kennedy School of Governance. He writes frequently on aerospace and defense issues, geopolitics and national security. He was closely involved with many Indian military projects involving the military, DRDO and the industry. He is the founder member of the Nuclear Command. Warm welcome sir. We are pleased to have you at SRMIST Department of Aerospace.
Thank you and good afternoon to everyone. It gives me great pleasure to be here, and I thank the organizers for the wonderful conference, and congratulations to all of you for this excellent conference that's been conducted over the last 2 days. Once again, let me address the organizers, the team, and of course the guests on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen and students, conferences like this are extremely important, particularly for students, because it fires their imagination. I believe over 125 papers have been received and over 70 papers have been presented. And it fires their imagination, it drives your motivation towards innovation, concept of looking at new avenues to break through technologies, right? So for the last 2 days, you would have been flooded with different concepts and different technologies being spoken about. And today I'm going to go away from that and take you into a larger dimension of the strategic importance of aerospace technology. More than 100 years ago, there was a US Naval Admiral at the end of 19th century, a person called Rear Admiral Mahan. And the US was just coming up. It's had one of the largest killing fields in the US Civil War in the mid-19th century. And then it now expanded and grew. and it was now looking to become a great power. It's not yet a great power at the end of 19th century. And here's the military leaders are putting together to see why was Britain so big, which claimed that the sun never set on the British Empire at the end of 19th century. And why was that? And when he analyzed the British history, naval history, then he came to the conclusion that the British Navy controlled every channel, critical channels in the world. Malacca Straits, Suez Canal, Panama Canal, and the approaches to the Pacific from the Indian Ocean. All of these were strategically controlled by the British Empire, and therefore they were able to control trade. They were able to control, with a small country, an island of 40 million people, were actually ruling over 270 million individuals across the world. 2/3 of the world was under their control. And therefore Mahan concluded, to be a great power in the 20th century, you've got to be a maritime power. You've got to have maritime strength, naval strength. This he said in the 1890s. And the US went into a naval building spree and then used the two world wars intelligently to make enormous profits by supplying weaponry to the European powers who were decimating each other, the two world wars. And then, as Europe weakened, it finished off the British Empire and the French Empire, and the Americans were now on road to engage and build the biggest empire. You are living in a world dominated by an American empire in a different form. But I'll come to that later. What about aerospace technologies? So taking an analogy from Mahan's conclusion, by the end of the Second World War, it was quite clear that great power and superpowers in the 20th and 21st centuries will have to be aerospace powers. You have to be a giant in air and space technologies. You have to control critical technologies in this domain to be a superpower or a great power. That's the importance of national power, and that's the importance of technology for national power. Once again, I take you back into history. If you analyze, we also live in a world that's dominated by Europe, or Eurocentric world, right? And that started off in the late 13th century with a small city-state called Venice, which dominated the trading routes in Europe to Asia. You heard of Marco Polo, who came to India as well. And then the Ottoman Empire came and blocked Europe, and their trading routes to Silk Road was blocked, and their contact with Asia was stopped. Europe couldn't survive. Their growth and prosperity depended on trade with Asia, and therefore they looked for alternate routes. So you had Columbus and you had Vasco da Gama discovering new lands. And as they now expanded, it coincided with a military revolution, the gunpowder revolution, and therefore they became strong in military power. And when they came for trade, the East India Company came for trade in India, ended up occupying and colonizing India as well. We were weak because we were in a declining path. We had no technology, better technologies actually controlled us. So if you analyze various empires in the last 500 years, the great power that controlled leading technologies, controlled world trade, and controlled the entire global governance. So in the last 2 centuries, from 18th to 19th and early part of 20th century, the British Empire controlled world trade and global governance. That transferred to the Americans at the end of the Second World War. The US still dominates the world trade and global governance. That's why it uses dollar as a weaponized tool, uses sanctions as a weaponized tool. What are these leading technologies? So as we moved into the Industrial Revolution's peak at the end of 19th century, shipbuilding, heavy industries, mass production, Ford created the mass productions, all those formats created massive wealth flow into these countries. Western Europe and America. And that gave them enormous wealth. And therefore it became important to control trade and technology. So at the end of the Second World War, the US had already realized the European empires are gone. The future of 20th century lay in control of air and space technologies. And what did they do? So in the 20s and 30s, there was an anti-Jewish program in Europe. There was a gentleman called Theodor von Karman. Does the name sound a bell for you all? All aerospace engineers? Karman effect? Karman filter? Right? He was a Hungarian Jew. He was the world's leading aerodynamicist in the 1920s and 30s. He fled from Hungary and Germany, went to the US, Stanford welcomed him, gave him a lab, and he became director of that lab. He became friends with one US Army Air Force general, Hap Arnold. The US Air Force did not exist in the Second World War. It came after the Second World War in 1947. The Army controlled the Air Force. Hap Arnold in 1944, in the thick of World War, wanted his friend to meet him, and they met at LaGuardia Airport in New York, and he told him, we are looking to be the great power who will control the world in the next 50 years of the 20th century. And the most important control will come from control of technologies and research in air and space technologies. And therefore we need to strategize that part. He said, you have to now do this, I'll give you the strategy. Initially, Theodor von Karman said, I don't take orders from military guys, I'm a researcher, I'm a professor, I will work separately. He said, no, that's not the issue. We are working for the country and we have full freedom. So he put together a team, including Edward Dreiston, who was the first NASA director. That team became the core of what's known as the US Scientific Advisory Board, US Air Force's Scientific Advisory Board. Hap Arnold became the first US Air Force chief. In 1944, they were airlifted to Germany when the Allied forces had found Peenemünde, a research facility. You must remember, in the first half of the 20th century, US was not the technology leader. I'm explaining this to make you understand how did they become technology leader. Right? So, in 1944, they reached Peenemünde. They airlifted 1,400 tons of research material from Germany, along with leading scientists like Wernher von Braun. Who was Wernher von Braun? He was the guy who designed the moon rocket, Saturn V. He was the NASA director later. Right? They would have been tried in Nuremberg trials if they had not been airlifted by the US. The US airlifted them. When the Russians reached Berlin, they lifted half the German scientists into Russia as well. Now you have two superpowers whose aerospace technologies accelerated. There was a study done by Theodor von Karman, which is called Towards New Horizons, which laid down the strategic roadmap for US on what all aerospace technologies they would get control of. And that became the guiding document for the US government. That was revised in 1995 when the Air Force ordered another one called Air Force 2025. So today, in the 21st century, the two wars going on in Ukraine and Gaza, where air power and aerospace technologies are playing a major role, satellites and satellite controls are making a major role, you will have to recognize that we have immense responsibility. You have immense responsibility as the future generations to work on aerospace technologies through innovation, through discoveries, and through establishing control for this country. We are still not fully independent. We are an aspiring great power. But when you don't have critical, when you cannot make an aero engine as yet, when you cannot make some of the critical materials that are required for aerospace technologies, you are still not there. Last week you had, or 10 days ago, you had the Zhuhai Air Show in China. It made great news across the world. It shook up the American confidence that they are still the leading power. Why? The Zhuhai Air Show demonstrated X-35C, which is a second, fifth generation fighter aircraft produced by China on its own. They demonstrated HQ-19, which is an air defense system. Until now, there is no defense against hypersonic missiles, but here HQ-19 claims it will defeat the hypersonic missiles. And that should have the Americans, including the Russians, who are close partners as well. And then they demonstrated the world's largest drone, which can fly right up to near space and float out satellites, cubic satellites, into the whole process. Right? So this are the areas you need to actually look at. How did China reach there? In the 1980s, early 80s, India and China were no different. You need to study that. How did they reach there? Research, investment in education, investment in innovation, support to industry. So I did a report in 2014, gave it to the government. Just like about 7 committees that had done reports before me in the last 50 years, starting with C. Subramanian Committee, we continue to insist that the nation needs an aerospace committee. Earlier it used to be called Aeronautics Committee. We still haven't implemented that. Why is it necessary? Well, industries will look at their profits. Industries will look at their economic viability. But a strategy to acquire critical technology controls are necessary from a national perspective. And that can come only when a national body like National Aerospace Commission is created. And that must be pushed. Who all will need to push? Politicians in India don't have the time for this critical technology, nor do they spend on far vision in this area. What you need to do is, institutions have to give a push. I told you industry will only do up to so much. But educational institutions, research institutions, when they look at long-term view, that push will make a difference. So you have a great role, great responsibility on your hands. Let me wish you all the best. This must have been an excellent conference for you all. And look into some of the points that I've raised. You will actually find that, investigating into that, a very happy, enjoyable learning experience. All the best to you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring address, words of wisdom, and reminding us of the aviation history in the military sector, and also some adventurous stories from it. Thank you so much, sir. I now invite Dr. R. Krishnamurthy, Scientist H and Group Director, Design Group, DRDO Hyderabad, to share his thoughts and insights through the special address. Sir, please.
Respected dignitaries, organizers, and students, a very good evening to all of you. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the organizer of the conference for the successful conducting first time. Dignitaries were telling me first time in last 20 years, the international conference in aerospace has been conducted. And indeed, sir, I want to register that it has been successfully conducted with very good lectures, which is very much informative to the students. So, technically I talked already in the morning. So, what I want to say a few messages to the students. See, we are in the run of computer, IT, we are running behind that, thinking that slowly computer will take over everything. Computer cannot take over. So really all the core technologies. See, for aircraft design, helicopter design, missile design, we require aerospace engineers, not computer engineers. But always some new techniques for our conventional subsystem design are welcome. So all core technologies will survive, and there are very good opportunities for all of you. And especially aerospace is one field, that's my field also that would play. So this is the mixture of different disciplines. Like we can work in mechanical related work also, then vibration and materials related work everywhere. So we are superset of all the disciplines. That's why we could fit as an aerospace engineer any field of work when we go to the Indian aerospace industry. So that is the advantage we have. So you try to implement or try to learn whatever the trending technology in aerospace, so that when you have little bit of experience, even 1 or 2% experience is there, you will gain a lot and you will get the job, you will get the very good prospects. This is the message I want to tell the students. So, Vetri Nichiyam. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishnamurthy sir, for your enriching words. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into blessings. It is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. As we gather here today, we take a moment to recognize the incredible dedication and tireless efforts of the individuals who have made all of this possible. Let's now begin with a felicitation, honoring those who have shaped our journey with their wisdom and support. I would like to invite Professor D. Kingsley Jabasing, Chairperson of School of Mechanical Engineering, SRMIST, to honor our Chief Guest, Air Marshal M. Madheshwaran, with a memento. I also request Professor Kingsley sir to honor at the memento. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request our respected HOD, Professor L. R. Ganapathy Subramaniam, sir, to present memento to our sir, Pradyut Bandari, COO, Jadayu Unmanned Technology Private Limited, who is also one of our sponsors here. Thank you so much, sir. I request our Chief Guest, Air Marshal M. Madheshwaran, sir, to present the memento to the convener of ICAAST' 2024, Professor L. R. Ganapathy Subramaniam. Thank you, sir. I request Dr. R. Krishnamurthy, sir, to present the mementos to our co-conveners, Dr. Senta Kumar, Dr. Shiva Kumar, and Dr. G. Sharavanan, sir. Moving forward with our beloved faculty members. Without your support, we would not have been able to reach such heights. I request HOD sir to give a memento to Mr. G. Mahendra Perumal. Dr. S. Rajkumar, Dr. R. Mohammad Arif, Dr. N. Bharat, Dr. K. Alvin, Dr. Vignesh Kumar. Dr. Arvind Kumar. Dr. B.P. Kalan. Dr. G. Malakanan. Dr. K.K. Bharadwaj. Dr. K. Saravana Kumar. Dr. Guru Siddheshwar S. Dr. A. Mathura. Thank you all for your contribution. Now we move on to a much anticipated part of this session, the distribution of certificates and prizes. The middleman of India beautifully said, if four things are followed, having great aim, acquiring knowledge, hard work and perseverance, then anything can be achieved. In the course of 3 days, we came across great examples of how these four things lead to successful endeavors. We widened our minds and gained a perspective on things. We were bettered in the slightest way for the brightest futures. So now it's time to celebrate the best of the best that made that possible. The incredible talent, innovation, and hard work that has been showcased during the conference. So let's get ready to applaud, cheer, and celebrate as we begin the prize distribution ceremony. A big round of applause for all the winners and great appreciation for all the participants. It is my honor to introduce the Best Paper Award, under which there are 4 categories: aerodynamics, structures, propulsion, and multidisciplinary. Let's begin with aerodynamic category. I would like to invite our distinguished chief guest, Air Marshal M. Mateshwaran sir, to present the prize. The much anticipated award for best paper in aerodynamics goes to paper ID ICAAST 116 Vinod Raj A from Department of Aerospace Engineering, MIT campus, Anna University. Thank you, sir. The next category is structures. The prize for best paper in structures go to ICAAST ID T217, Apritish P. Are you here? Under the next category, propulsion, the paper ID ICAAST 305, A. Afra from Alliance University, please come to the stage. Thank you. The best paper for multidisciplinary goes to ID 401. M. Mithila. Are you here? And we have one last category for best contribution, and it goes to ICAAST'24. Dr. Sudha UPV. Ma'am, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you all the dignitaries for gracing this occasion. The end is only the beginning of great things. As we approach the end of the function, it is time to express our gratitude to everyone who contributed to making ICAAST a great success. For this, I invite Dr. Mahendra Perumal to deliver the vote of thanks. The stage is yours, sir.
Good afternoon, respected dignitaries, esteemed speakers, distinguished guests, and my dear colleagues. It is my honor and privilege to stand before you and deliver the word of thanks for this remarkable conference. As we come to the conclusion of this international conference, it is only fitting that we take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to everyone who has contributed to making this event a grand success. First and foremost, I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to our chief guest, Air Marshal in Mati sir. Your esteemed presence and your remarkable insights have been truly inspiring. Your extensive experience and leadership in aerospace and defense sector have set high benchmark for all of us. Your address today provided us with not just guidance, but a clear vision for the future of aerospace technology, and we are deeply grateful for the wisdom you have imparted to us. We are also honored to have our guest of honor, Dr. R. Krishnamurthy, Scientist Head and Group Director, Design Group, DRDO, Hyderabad. So your exceptional work in aerospace design and technology continues to inspire the entire industry. Your valuable insights and contributions to the discussion throughout the conference have been greatly enriched our understanding of the advancements in aerospace technologies. We thank you for your time and the wealth of knowledge you shared with us. A special thanks to Professor D. Kingsley Jabasing, Chairperson, School of Mechanical Engineering, for presiding over this conference with such dedication and leadership. Your vision and energy and commitment have been critical to the success of this event. We are deeply grateful for your guidance and support in bringing together the leaders and professionals across the globe. We are also incredibly grateful to Professor C. Muthavan, Vice Chancellor, for your unwavering support and encouragement. Your vision for academic excellence and commitment to fostering a culture of innovation have been instrumental in organizing this conference. We are thankful to your leadership and your continued support of research and development in aerospace technologies. Our heartfelt thanks goes to Dr. Professor T.V. Gopal, Dean of the College of Engineering Technology, for his exceptional coordination and tireless efforts in ensuring the smooth execution of this conference. Your attention to detail and leadership have been a vital role in making this event a success. We appreciate your dedication to making this conference a truly memorable one for all involved. We would like to also extend our sincere gratitude to the management team whose behind-the-scene efforts ensured the flawless execution of this conference. Your logistical support, coordination and attention to detail are critical in making this event a success. Thank you for your constant support and commitment. A very special thanks to our organizing committee members, conveners, co-conveners and all my colleagues. Your tireless work, planning and commitment from the inception of the conference to its successful completion have been invaluable. Without your presence and dedication, this event would not have been possible. We are truly grateful for your efforts. We also want to express our deepest appreciation to our sponsors, DRDO, Aeronautical Society of India, CADM Software Technologies, Jatai Aerospace, whose generous support made this conference possible. The contributions have not only supported the logistics, but also enabled us to bring together brilliant minds to discuss, innovate, and collaborate in the field of aerospace technology. Thank you for your continued support and education and research. Lastly, I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to the student volunteers. Your enthusiasm, dedication, and tireless effort in assisting with every aspect of this conference, from registration to helping delegates, has been truly commendable. You have been the backbone of this conference, and we are grateful for your energy and hard work. To all the esteemed speakers, delegates, and participants, thank you for your outstanding contributions. Your research, presentations, and engaging discussions have made this conference an invaluable platform for sharing knowledge, fostering collaborations, and advancing the field of aerospace technologies. We hope the connections made and the insights shared here will continue to inspire progress in the industry. As we conclude today's proceedings, I hope that these ideas, collaborations, and knowledge shared during this conference will continue to guide the advancements of aerospace technologies and inspire innovative solutions. Let us all leave with renewed energy and a shared commitment to pushing the boundaries of technology and innovation. Once again, thank you to everyone who made this conference a success. We look forward to seeing you again in future events and continuing our journey of discovery and progress. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your heartfelt words of gratitude. As we have a winner of multidisciplinary category here, I would like to resume back to the session, and I would like to call ICAAST 401 M. Mightley and co-authors to receive the prize. I request our guest of honor, Dr. R. Krishnamurthy, sir, to present the gift. Thank you, sir. Let us take a moment to honor our nation. I request everyone to rise up for the national anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उच्चल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
जय हिंद।
Thank you. Please be seated. As we conclude ICAAST 2024, we leave enriched with knowledge, inspired by innovation, and motivated by collaboration. This conference has been a testament to the power of collective effort and groundbreaking ideas. I request all the delegates and the audience to please stay back. With this, we officially conclude the valedictory function of ICAAST 2024. We extend our heartfelt thanks to all the dignitaries, participants, organizers, and the volunteers for making this conference a huge success. Let us carry forward the spirit of inquiry and innovation as we shape the future of aerospace technology. Until we meet again, thank you. Some general instructions for delegates. All the delegates Thank you.
இன்னும் கூட லைவ் போயினே தான் இல்லை இல்லை குறுக்கால ஓடுங்க
குரூப்லாம் அப்டேட்
We request all the delegates and the authors to stand for the group of please. I repeat, all the delegates and authors are requested to stand for the group of please.